Supports have been a huge problem recently, and I agree. And with Blizzard's recent so-called nerf to supports, which was very minor, I think. So here's some of the support changes that I think would actually make the game better and more enjoyable for all players. Now, I think one of the bigger problems with support as well is the amount of immunity they give a person. You have things like Suzu, Lamb, Lifeweaver Pool. It's too much. So I think one fix for Lifeweaver would be to activate the pull sooner. So when you grip them, they don't like stand in the air for a while. You pull them in straight away, but they're not invincible. So it's more of a you have to react fast kind of thing rather than, oh yeah, now you're safe for this amount of time. I think they should be able to get shot the whole time, but the pull should activate instantly. And it's just that good gameplay aspect of like, oh yeah, I've still hit that nice shots, and it could open up a lot more like cool things. Oh, I hit that guy mid Lifeweaver pool or something, rather than just watching the guy you were going to riptire, the guy you were going to earth shatter, just be pulled away from you slowly, and it's just frustrating as anything. So I imagine this change would make it better for other roles, and it'd still leave Lifeweaver's pull good, but it'd make it more like a Roadhog hook, but for your teammates. We move on to Zen, and I think Zen's quite a good hero. Other than they made one rework which I'm really not happy with, and one of his abilities or passives that's a bit broken. So I think when they added 25 HP to Zen, who's already a hard enough hero to 1v1 as a tank, and I guess DPS have more of a chance with movement, but jumping as Winston or anything like that is really difficult. You jump up to a Winston, he puts 3 orbs into your head with a Discord, kicks you off the high ground, you have 300 HP already. With your bubble on low ground, someone walks onto you, you're dead. I think Zen's kick should heavily be nerfed. I think the best ways to nerf this without ruining the kick, because I think it's quite a good idea, but it just ruins like gameplay for other heroes a bit too much. I think so. I know tanks have a boop reduction, but a small little man with robot legs should not be able to send a tank across the map. It is so frustrating as a tank player trying to dive. Oh yeah, Overwatch 1. Yeah, let's dive the Zen. Kill the Zen guys first. He's doing a lot. Nope, off you go. You're off the high ground, you're getting killed, you're discorded, you've lost 300 HP already from Zen's discord and 1 headshot. Do you know what I mean? Or, don't want to make it invulnerable to tanks, make it charge. So you have to like charge up like Bap's boot. It'd make more sense. And then you could scale the boop with how much you charge it. I think it'd make it more skilled. It'd make Zen have to play a bit more better position or like predicting the game a bit more. It'd be have a higher skill ceiling. Now on to my least favourite hero in the game to play against, Kiriko. She has 2 invulnerabilities, 2 movement abilities, being in a wall climb and a teleport, one of the smallest hitboxes to hit in the game, a DPS ability that 2 shots, and can 1 shot like a tracer. It's a bit of an overtuned kit. So for me personally, to remove the effect of supports just bullying around the game, dominating the game, I think they should nerf Suzu. So they raised the cooldown by 1 second, which is basically nothing. I think an actual good change to Suzu would be decrease the radius. So how many times have you hit an Earth Shatter, or have you gone to a Dragon Blade and you're like, oh, this is going to be good, and then everyone's Suzu'd. And they're reasonably spaced out, but everyone's Suzu'd. The radius is massive, it's a joke. Or maybe make it only hit 1 person. So 1 person has been Suzu'd, right, rather than 6. How many times do you hit a shatter and they all just stand back up like nothing's happened? Or maybe a weird rework you could do to Kiriko's Suzu is almost make it like a bubble, like Zaya's bubble, so it can like block stuns, but it can't undo stuns. So if you are shattered, you can't just instantly stand up. Or if you're slept, you can't just instantly stand up. Like the amount of times you've tried to make a game-winning play, and it's like, oh, this is going to be sick, and then everything's undone. They all just stand up, they just look at you funny, like, what are you looking at for me for? I've lived for 6 years because I've got Kiriko healing me, Suzu, Anna healing me. It's a joke. It's really hard to play against. Overwatch needs something to just make it feel like an FPS again. Like, when you get a kill, you feel rewarded. But, like, it's so difficult to get a rewarding play with so many things to counteract it. Like, there's some things where you feel like you've been outplayed. Like, if you're playing Ryan vs Ryan and a Ryan blocks your shatter, you don't feel like you've just been fucked out of a good play. Like, that guy's outplayed you. When a Suzu happens, or a Lifeweaver pool, or a lamp, you're like, oh, that guy's just pressed 1 button, late or early, doesn't really matter, and it stops my whole play. Like, Ryan versus Ryan is one of the best examples of stopping a play. Like when you shatter and the other Ryan shatters you back from stopping you from getting a kill, or he jumps in front of a pin or something like that. That's good gameplay. You feel like rewarded. You're like, yeah, I've done that. That's a good play. I've just stopped this from happening. Or a Zaya bubble. You've flicked a Zaya bubble and you've stopped the pulse bomb or something. There's like with support, it just feels so unrewarding to have saved someone sometimes. Maybe against a pulse bomb, you could say, but like it's just Lamper Grav. Well, that was awesome, wasn't it? Like, whereas in Ryan, you shatter in the grav and it stops everyone and you counteract that play. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like you're getting what I'm saying. But just by the way a support can just stop everything instantly. But like, when a tank outplays you, it feels almost like you've been more outplayed. Unless you're a dirty Orisa player. Now, for me, this isn't a big problem, but again, it still feels quite annoying. So, I think one of the problems with Baptiste is just Lamp. Problem with Lamp, I think, is it takes 125 HP. It can be thrown a good radius away from people. Yeah, it's just really hard to play against. So I think they could either do one of three things. They could lower the HP of Lamp, make it like 50 HP. I don't know why it's 125. Even after they've just lowered it, it feels a bit high. Or they could make the radius smaller. Or a really weird thing, but I think could make Lamp very high skill. You cannot shoot inside of Lamp. So it doesn't completely destroy the enemy's team push, as you can't just sit in it and shoot. But you can still, like, almost like Winston's bubble. You can, like, almost, we'll call it Lamp dance. Right? So you could go inside, where you're not getting shot. You can't take damage, but you can't do damage. But you go outside of it for a second, you can shoot. Go inside, go outside. I think it'd make it a much more higher skill ability, and it'd be so much less frustrating, especially with how good supports are at DPSing. I think it would reduce the amount a Baptiste can DPS, but it would also raise the skill ceiling, and you'd feel less bullied when a Baptiste puts a Lamp down. I think it'd be a lot better. Not just Bap can shoot, no one can shoot it when inside the Lamp, other than the enemies. Now, after the recent nerf to Alari's pylon, I was going to make a critique on that, but I felt like they've done pretty good, except for maybe they could lower the range, but my main problem with Alari is her jump boost. So this jump boost gets you a very good distance, you can B-hop with it, you can get high vertical distance, you can push people away and do damage to them. This is extremely annoying to 1v1, and she's already got an annoying 1v1 kit. It's almost like 1v1ing Bap, but better, I would say. Hitbox is smaller. The pylon can reach further away than a Lamp. So imagine you're a Sombra trying to 1v1 Alari. Oh, you start hacking her, she just presses shift. Anywhere near you, you take damage, hack gets cancelled. Or things like that. You can get booped whilst trying to dive her, which is really aids to deal with. Oh yeah, I'm Monkey, let me jump her. Oh, nice. Now I'm on the floor, on low ground. And just looking at the game. Oh, another 6 seconds pass, I've got my leap back. Oh, nice. Oh, she's got another pushback thing. Like, it's really hard to deal with and really annoying. And especially with the boop, it makes it easier to line up a shot with someone slowly moving in midair because you've pushed them away. So it can line up an easy body shot, which makes a 1v1ing even more difficult. I feel like they just need to rework that. Maybe get rid of the one of the three things it does, whether it being the damage, the boop, or the movement, because it's just too much. I think they could make it a bit better by just making it a boop, honestly, and I think it'd be a lot nicer to play against. Just make it a boop like Lucio, maybe. Or just a movement. Doesn't need all three things. Now, maybe some of these support changes are drastic, but I think it would give Overwatch that FPS feeling again, and it'd bring back players who just thought, oh, there's too much going on, there's too much CC, there's too much stun, there's too much, like, Suzu, random stuff on your screen. It'd bring it back to more of an FPS level again, without people just magically not dying, and I feel like it'd be a lot more, like, almost gameplay and FPS oriented, rather than just press one button and things like live and stuff. Like, it's almost like the game's starting to feel like League in that way. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, anyone who's got any other ideas for support or DPS or tank ability changes, I'll probably be making a video on those too. If you guys like the video, please like, please subscribe, and yeah, just give feedback in the comments.